Oh, how I've missed my motorcycle. I haven't ridden like this entire week because it's been really bad weather. But now we're out here. It says it's not going to rain. I don't know. You can be the judge of whether it's actually going to rain or not. Is this water? Uh-oh. It's starting to sprinkle. That is not good. Frick. Should I go back? I don't know. Freaking A, dude. Really don't want to ride in the rain. That was like the perfect amount. It feels good to be back on the bike, but it's also scary. You take like a few days off and it's just like, huh. I don't know, like when I ride my bike a lot, I kind of forget what's happening. You kind of forget that you're just like chilling on top of this machine going, you know, 90 or whatever. Usually not 90, usually like 70, but yeah. That's not a very natural thing for a human to do. Horses don't go 70 miles an hour. Yeah, bikes are weird. It's so unnatural. Like skydiving. It just feels kind of weird. Except bikes are a little less thrilling than skydiving. Which we can talk about that because I went skydiving really recently. And I feel like that's not something that a lot of people have experienced. So what's it like to skydive? That's the impromptu topic of the day. Well, let's talk about leading up to skydiving. Leading up to skydiving, it was really scary, but like, once I bought the ticket, it was kind of like, the fear kind of subsided a little bit, because it was like, once I bought the ticket, it was like I didn't have a choice. It was kind of like, I had just accepted that is what was going to happen. Like, I was going to go skydiving, I was going to jump out of an airplane, and that was that. I'm pretty good at just accepting things. Maybe that's not a good thing, I don't know, but once I'd accepted it, I was still nervous for sure, you know. I'm not just like, oh yeah, I'm going skydiving, alright. No, it was still scary, but it was like scary, but like, this is going to happen, so, you know, I'm not backing out. Anyways, come the day we're going skydiving, we head out there, we throw on these orange jumpsuits, we're looking like prisoners, and sun, good, no, short-lived. And yeah, they strap you to these dudes who, they're all like, they're cool guys, I guess, but they're all just a little bit off, because I don't know, one of them mentioned that they just have the job to skydive, like they don't really get paid crap. They just get a skydive every day, which I guess is pretty cool. But yeah, you strap to these dudes and you walk out on the freaking runway. This is weird to me, because every time I've gotten in a plane, like, I think there's been one time where I've gone out on the runway and you got like a big ramp, you know, but you just like walk out onto the runway and just cram into this plane with like 20 other dudes. And it's just freaking, it's a weird experience. Anyways, once you're in, that kind of compounds that feeling of like, this is gonna happen. There's no backing out. And for me, it's almost like I just kind of like, part of me just kind of shut down, and it was like, alright, well, I'm not allowed to be afraid anymore. I think I was like adrenaline, I was probably shaking a little bit, but I wasn't really thinking about it. I wasn't like, holy crap, I'm so scared. I was just like, kind of like clear-headed, which is kind of weird. But yeah, we get up to altitude, we're way up there. I was the last one in my group. I wasn't the last one on my plane, but I was the last one in my group to go out. So I just watched one by one. It goes like my uncle, Hunter, Gail, And I just watch them get sucked out of the plane. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious and terrifying. And we scoot up to the top, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And he just yeets us out of the plane. And like, I had no intention of screaming, but I was just like a maniac. Like, it was just like out of my mind, psychotic laughter, screaming. And yeah, I just remember like looking back. You see the freaking plane. You're falling. I think they do it on purpose so you can see the plane, because all the instructors did it. But falling backwards and you see the freaking plane above you, that's a wild experience. Anyways, now we're in free fall. We're facing the ground, and the first and most noticeable thing that I don't feel like a lot of people talk about is like how freaking hard it is to breathe. Like, the instructors had helmets on, so it's probably a little easier for them, but we just had these like little plastic eye cover things, and like when you've got air coming at you at like 100 and some odd, I don't know, 70, I don't know what terminal velocity is. When you've got air coming at you super freaking quick, it is hard to get that air in your lungs. It feels like you just can't breathe, but I just kind of I just really consciously, like, deep breaths, like just, you know, just like really forcing my breathing. But yeah, when you're falling out of a plane and you can't breathe, it just makes it that much scarier. But yeah, once you kind of stabilize, you kind of realize that you can breathe and you're just like flying towards the earth, that's a little more fun. It's a little less alarming. We just went to like Einstein's Bagels right after, and I don't know, it's just funny that no one knows that you just jumped out of a plane and now you're just, you know, in the crowd getting a bagel. Wild. That's not gonna do anything if it rains. There it is, in all its glory. It's a pretty bike, isn't it? Isn't it? Played some VR, played some Half-Life VR, which was super cool. It's always a good time going to the brother's house because he's got cool things like VR. But yeah, it's a crazy freaking day we live in. I don't mean to date myself, but I don't know, the thought of VR, like back in N64 days, I couldn't imagine that, knowing that VR was gonna be a thing. Like, that's just a weird concept. You're actually like strapping the screen to your face and you're kind of putting yourself in that world. And it's getting a lot better. I mean, I know it's still in like the really infantile stages, but it's getting a lot better than it was. Friggin' crazy. This Half-Life game, it's like you're getting like pretty much the quality you'd expect out of, like, I don't want to say like a brand new PS4 game, but like a good looking PS3 game. You're getting that kind of VR quality right now, and that's in just like these first early stages. So I don't know, man, I'm like really freaking excited for VR. It's one of the things that's just like, I really want to live to see some crazy VR. Just like totally immersive. I would not be surprised if in my lifetime we can see some VR that's close to indistinguishable from reality. Ah, don't hit me. Oh, that's a fast bike. The power, the instant power, dude. Love it. Friggin' love it. Here's the thing. I thought of this super cool, super great, you know, thing to say when I log off. Oh, I ruined it. I thought of this super cool thing to say when I conclude my vlogs. Super cool outro saying. Are you ready for this? Log out. Because I'm the log and we're logging out. Alright. Later. Log out.